That is right. From our world to your world, this is SKN News, and we got some stuff going. Starfleet Academy. Now, here's the thing that I will say for this is that I am a little bit worried about this, but to boldly go in a completely different direction. Starfleet Academy has basically, while there are still a lot of unknowns about Starfleet Academy, we know all of season one has been filmed, which is kind of
Hmm.
cool. So, it's nice to know that. And also that we know the cast. We know some of the details recently spilled by Star Trek actor slash director Jonathan Frakes. Also, Riker. If you didn't watch the Next Generation or any of the points, but you should have been. Starfleet Academy is set in the 32nd century after most of the events of Star Trek Discovery because of the burn, the catastrophic event that made warp travel impossible. There hasn't been a new class of Starfleet candidates in over a century. The new candidates we meet in Star Trek Starfleet Academy will be the first ones in a long time. This series will also follow the trials of candidates as they learn how to be officers. And since it is filmed, there's a good expectation that it will be popping in at the end of this year or early 2026. Um, Again, my just quite thoughts on this is it had me worried that when they said off of the Discovery, because the tail end of Discovery was probably some of the worst Star Trek next to when we saw Section 31. So, anybody looking forward to Starfleet Academy?
No,
No.
but I will say that they've got some great actors. So I'm hopefully optimistic. There's like Holly Hunter is in this,
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti. So it's like, okay, so they actually spent some money getting some good actors, but the problem is what they have to read.
Mhm.
And that has been the trouble with Discovery. There, except for Strange New Worlds, the reboot of the Star Trek universe has not been very good.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
What do I think about this?
Yes. And did you watch, first of all, hold on. Did you watch Discovery? Have you seen any of the Discovery episodes or Strange New World, or you just still just, the 90s to early 2000s version of Star Trek? So, what's your point of reference? Last, did you watch any of the new series?
Lower Deck.
Okay, well then then you're in the right universe. So okay, all right. You got it.
Yeah, so I like it. I'm hoping they do a lot more scenes from the Death Star. But I think that the Starfleet Academy will produce some really good Siths, and hopefully they can have the Klingons take out the Borgs. So look, hey, I'm all about it. I think it's a different one. I'm with Dr. Brintley here. Real talk, where they do have some power behind it. Paul Giamatti, I think the last thing I remember him doing was Rhino. So that's probably didn't cost him very much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hey, look, if it's done right, it's done right. And I'm excited for something. This is new, right? Like, yes, you're using Star Trek, and that's going to be, it's still, but it's in the universe, and it's a part of the universe that we don't get to see, which I think is what everyone wants, right? Is like, just show us something we don't see. Like, it was like when Star Wars, when they announced Rogue One, and then you went and saw it and was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. It's an espionage film just based in Star Wars. I get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti did that great holdover movies.
Okay, well, I stand
haven't
corrected. The
seen
last thing I saw
Yeah.
was Rhino.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I haven't seen that. That's going to make me want to check that out. Actually.
And-
Rad, any of the new Star Trek viewing have you been doing over the last couple of years?
I'm gonna say in the words of the famous Randy Jackson from American Idol, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
That's about the only famous words that Randy Jackson has.
It's those only words.
And the look, I like you. But no for me.
Yeah.
No, that's a pretty good one. Well, like I said again, I always I love whenever we get a chance to see something new. I do think that the secret hideout, there was a report that when Skydance was getting ready to do the merger with Paramount, they had an independent auditor come in and do an assessment of things. And also Travis Mitchell said, I've seen a couple of Next Generation episodes and Generations, and that's it, huh? So yeah, like Randy, Travis also is a no dog.
Yeah, yeah.
I will tell
If
you,
I'm
Travis, if you're
sorry.
not watching Strange New Worlds, though, that is an uptick. It is a much better franchise defining show compared to Discovery and everything else. Just FYI. Go ahead, Rad. Sorry for interrupting.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I would love to. Like, I hope to Dr. Brantley's point. I hope it's good, right? Like, I
Mhm,
think I've been waiting for. I haven't seen all the Star Trek stuff, so I'm
mhm,
just teasing on but I have watched uh several things, and obviously the movies, and not as deep into the lore as some of you gentlemen.
mhm.
But they need an Andor. Like
Yes.
they need a series like that will
Mhm,
be separate, like where it's like feels a little bit outside the universe but still connected, that's more serious, and like maybe this is it, I don't know, but like I think
No, this is not it.
okay, so then but so they need that though. That's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
like Andor attract a different audience that wasn't like all about Star Wars, but it was like, oh, it's Star Wars, but like this is completely different. And
mhm,
the way that Rogue One did, although Rogue One was definitely more Star Wars ish,
mhm,
Star Trek needs that. And I don't know what vehicle that's going to be, but if they're going to hook in more folks that are outside of Star Trek universe, they need to think in that way. And it
mhm.
sounds like this isn't going to be it.
Yeah, no, no. I again, well, as I was saying, they did assessment Skydance when they were first getting to do the merger, or actually the proposed to buy Paramount. And the independent auditor said, he said, "What should we do with Star Trek?" And they said the best thing you can do is shelf it and get rid of Secret Hideout and let 3 or 4 years go, and then try to reboot it up with different producers and everything else. So their basic assessment is, what do you think about the Star Trek franchise? Just let go. Just reboot, start from the beginning. So
Mhm.
that might be a good indication of what we think about this. But also, we can tease this right here, right now, because we do have confirmation on this. If like we have brother channels that we do in the Starlek Digest podcast, one of the best damn Star Wars YouTube channels. They actually there's been a challenge put up, and the challenge that was put up is that myself and Dr. Brentley will be representing Star Trek, and Scott Solo and Darth Moocher will be representing Star Wars, and it will be a debate that will take place on both channels: Star Trek versus Star Wars. And Chet, can you let them know what the actual debate series title is called?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Alexander Storm. And you'll learn more from Action Figure Frequencies on Bandito Radio 112 FM if you tune in there, plus on Toy Box Chronicles. But the name of the show is actually going to be Wars Talk. And it's going to be a series show that um, I will be hosting, and I will be the moderator between the two, because unlike Dr. Brentley and Mr. Storm, and unlike Moocher and Solo, I love both franchises, but I don't know either one better than the other. And so I'm going to be sitting in the middle, and I'm actually coming up with everything, and nobody is going to see it. That
Mhm.
means that Dr. Brentley and Storm, you will not see it, and Solo and Moocher will not see it either. And it will be a live answer them as you hear them debates. But stay tuned for more, because as we get closer, you'll start to see everything pop up on our channel. You'll see trailers for it. You'll see the movie posters for it. You'll see everything. I'm really excited. It is a bit out though. It is going to be a little
Yeah.
bit out, so
Mhm.
it's not like it's happening soon. But we just want to let everyone know that it's going to. And I do want to mention though that Travis said maybe a Borg centric about how their origins. I would watch that.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, I would too, Travis. And I can just tell you, I will tell my friends, I will throw a subtle shot over the side of the Death Star. We've got our phasers on kill.
Watch out.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, oh, I'm on Buck Rogers' side. Ooh.
Well, see,
Not
see,
Right.
Joe
that's,
Buck
that's
Rogers versus Battlestar Galactica.
I was gonna
One
say
season.
that. Yes,
That's
yes,
the next episode.
That's the next one.
yes.
No,
Uh,
it's got to be. It's got to be
Unfortunately, I think
Battlestar
only 5
Galactica.
people watched Buck Rogers though.
No, it's got to be. It's got to be Battlestar Galactica versus Starship Troopers.
Mm, that's this is an interesting one too. It's an interesting one too. But yeah, Buck Rogers. So now they're doing 80s for 80s. Well, they like so. I think Buck Rogers had 2 seasons. Battlestar Galactica had 1. So I don't
Well,
know.
unless you count Galactica 1980, then it had 2 seasons.
Oh, we just started something here on the network. We just started something here.